Pay attention. That's good. That's a good thing. Get that Morphling ban in first phase again. I'm down for it.
Same.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Let's go.
Stupid water.
It feels like it dictates so much of the draft, so I'd rather clean enough of that. Get it out.
Yeah, the question is, the main battle, it felt like, of game one might have been Enchantress Undying. So maybe that one again. Would you have given Gladiators? Would you give it away? Because that's the question.
I mean, if you're Gaimin, you're probably happy if you get Undying again and you trade it for Inch, like you run back game one. But I wonder if BetBoom want to do anything different about that.
You gotta take the Undying, man. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
I thought the Inch was really good.
The Inch was good, but I feel like when you play it into the Undying, and then the Undying still has like that much impact, I feel like Enchantress is supposed to be a counter to Undying. So if that's just not happening,
it is technically.
Yeah.
It should be, but you have grab ally, which kind of changes a bit of the mid game.
It does.
I like that Gaimin went for second pick again. You get to pick up some good lanes or set yourselves up for it. BetBoom must have an answer down the line. Maybe it's something like, okay, we need to jump the Undying or have Silencer with global silence, so when we go, we kind of counteract it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Are they going to run it back, though? I love run back drafts.
I hope not. Okay, this is nice. I was gonna say, I think the problem is when you just alter the draft. I think the Ench was really good and really impactful, and they should be happy with that. And it's not like the game was super one-sided. They could have won.
I agree.
So it's like, okay, so we take away things like LC, which is super committal and doesn't work well against this Undying. Or maybe we make sure we don't early pick our mid like this so that he's not gonna lose his lane, right?
Yeah.
You set your cores up a bit better, and then maybe you are the ones that stomp or have a good game and win.
I actually really like Tide against any save support. It's one of those weird things where it's like he has this big AoE spell, but it actually lets him focus targets because it's such a big AoE that you're gonna clip the backliners with it that would normally be the ones that are doing the saves.
Yeah. LGD reacted to it pretty good earlier today. They had some nice moments. SD would sit outside Ravage, come in, disrupt the guy afterwards. But yeah, it's really safe opening, less one-dimensional, and should allow GPK to play a better hero instead of having to play a bit of a counter.
Primal Beast.
So previous game, Gaimin Gladiators in the second phase, they banned out Tide, Doom, and Axe.
Yeah.
With the Tide already picked up, they can focus on a different role altogether. So it looks like they are focusing on Toronto Tokyo, who we know loves playing Disruptor and Spirit Breaker. So I'm curious if this Spirit Breaker that he has mentioned is his favorite hero to play right now, and he's, I believe, one of the few teams that plays it, position 5. Is that a good pickup here?
I mean, it can tank up Techie's damage. That's one good thing. You have super high HP. That part's cool, but I feel like it's a little early to pick the SB. So maybe ban it, but depends on what you want.
I feel like it looks good with the carries that like want somebody to go in and tank stuff for them. Like it looks really good when they pick Morphling because Morph just needs somebody to soak for the first 3 levels of the game, which SB is very good at. But it depends on the carry.
I mean, Gaimin, similarly to last game, they need to pick a core out of phase. Since they see Tidehunter this time around, it would make a lot of sense for you to pick your Darachi hero. It shouldn't be too hard because you already have Undying into the Tide and you see both heroes you'll lane against. So that would be the easiest way for them to round out, or rather continue their draft. What would that be? Slark and Monkey are banned out.
Yep. Those are the 2 big ones versus Tide.
The Underlord indicative of the them want to pick SB. It's a great SB.
Gaimin Gladiators.
Radiant. Yeah, I could see it. They go for the Bloodseeker again. It worked out the first game, so why not run it back?
And I feel like people pick SB against Bloodseeker all the time too. So
yeah.
I could see SD Oracle +1. You could like plus the carry very likely because I think the carry pool is shrinking already. 3 heroes have been banned out. They also picked one, so I think if you don't take your carry here, the pool might get even more slim, which could be troublesome for you. So I could see SB with like some type of maybe TB. Other supports that come to mind are the Oracle and SD. Because again, when you play against Bloodseeker, you want a hero that can kind of stand its ground. When you get ruptured, you either own him or you help your team when he goes on them. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see them play TB once more.
I'm pretty... Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Alright, that was unfortunately
the chair died.
The chair died.
Luckily you didn't.
Holy shit!
What the hell?
Whoa. Sit in the middle of the couch.
Come.
You fix it another time.
Oh, you get a second chair to bring.
I want to stay on the chair.
Trust this chair. This chair
There's
is much
another
better.
one?
That one's good.
That one's definitely gonna be fine.
Oh my gosh. That looked like the wood just straight up.
That was genuine
came out.
fear in her voice. My God. I thought fear was dead, but I heard it in her voice. For the
I'm
jug
taking this
lich.
away.
Ooh, the jug
I
lich.
swear to God, before she just had a panic attack, I was about to say lich. I swear to
I'm
God.
sure you were.
this-
I
good.
swear, it is one of Toronto Tokyo's most played heroes, and it is so good against the physical damage that comes out from the Bloodseeker. But Bloodseeker, obviously, you know, he is a mixed damage carry, so
Yeah.
it's not the best thing, but it does let you man up.
I'm a weapon now.
I wish that was Connor.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That
That would have been the best clip.
Dude, content brain, the first thing I looked at when I started falling was the camera.
Oh, I love it. The jug lich, it's a very stable lane. I think
Yeah.
previous game already we saw that the lanes were good from both sides, but they weren't. I don't know. I feel like nobody really got out ahead of the lanes other than Quinn with a positive ratio, and even Quinn's one lane didn't really deliver onto anything in particular. The game stayed even for a long time, but jug lich can come out ahead quite heavily, right?
Good in laning stage, and I think the mid game is really cool too, because now your frontliners have two things backing them up. It's both Frost Armor and the Healing Ward. So it's like, it's good in the lane, it's good in mid and late game situations if somebody gets gone on. Like,
Yeah.
who needs to throw somebody in a tombstone? You just put the Healing Ward down and
Yeah.
give them Lich Armor, it's the same.
I feel like that is actually part of what dictated the Lich pick, is that it was such a good jug game. It's an amazing matchup versus Bloodseeker. You've multiple ways of just not really caring about getting ruptured.
Yeah.
Spin, Healing Ward, like we talked about, Omni Slash, you're immune, Swift Slash, you're immune, and then it's like, if we're gonna pick jug, take the Lich. It's a great lane combo.
You show us your weapon.
It's got
there's two nails.
It's got 2 nails.
Those are screws, guys.
Dude, I hate
my
to
bad.
say it.
Alright, you have an
Kind of-
excuse. She does not.
You kind of look like Meepo with that.
Yeah.
Like that's Meepo's little weapon. Doesn't he have a little...
I'll do his idol.
I don't know what it looks like, but I trust you. That's good.
So,
Very good.
He usually has like a shovel or a club.
this is
or
his weapon. Yeah, no, he has a torch. That's why you're thinking of me.
Oh yeah, the torch. I was thinking of the torch.
Is
light it
that-
on fire for content.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is Juggernaut also a decent hero to kill a tombstone, or do you not want to waste his hits on the
He's
tombstone?
got a very low BAT, that means he attacks very fast. He
Yep.
can spin hit it. There's a lot of upsides there.
I think BetBoom are really good at crafting lanes that are hard to counterpick when they are first picked themselves. Like their lanes are always very solid. Some Legion Eng last game, this time it's Eng Tide, very solid. Lich Jug, again very solid. Good team fight, great against Bloodseeker. So I do think the Jug pick is very good for the team fight. We've talked about the Healing Ward. He can kill Tombstone, but Gaimin found some of the better offlaners that they could pick. I think both Beastmaster and another hero I had in mind was the Enigma. They both have great team fight. They go through the spin. So, I mean, once again, just very two solid drafts from both teams.
My favorite thing about this draft is we get to see GPK versus Quinn last pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the mid matchup going to be?
Doesn't Gaming Gladiators have a little bit of an edge considering they have overall last pick?
Yeah, they should.
By the way, Primal Beast did make an appearance this time around, but it got banned.
Yes! Oh, it's good enough. I take it.
Sounds good. The Ember gets banned. So with mid matchups, we still haven't.
This makes me think that BetBoom wants Pango. I feel like Ember Quap bans, those are two very good heroes against Pango.
I think it's more against Quinn. I would generally agree with you from the bans, but okay, I at least would think I'm a psychopath if I want to play Pango into Beast and Bloodseeker.
Also,
That's
pick
true.
Pango,
That's true. Good point.
you also gotta think of what you're gonna get counterpicked, right? And
Yeah.
there still are counters to Pango in the game.
You don't even. They're just there. You don't even.
They're already
like,
there,
The
actually.
blood-
You don't have to worry about what.
It's actually such a bad Pango.
No,
game.
it happens. It happens.
It's just the bans.
Yeah, but Pango could still be very good for gaming, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Place it up.
absolutely it could.
Just grab it.
Omni Slash a little spooky, but it's fine.
I keep thinking about the Quinn Ranger that we saw one time and whether it'll make its return.
It is a bit silly that they got 4 of the same heroes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean this graphic actually puts it into perspective.
Oh, yeah.
But now you know exactly what's
Wait a
coming.
second.
I think Quinn's going to pick Dragonite here.
You're really good, Jenkins.
The snap,
How
Into
did you
Snap?
know?
Probably not.
the snap's good though. Another Tombstone
Yeah.
killer. So
That's true.
I thought about it earlier, but I was like, nah, they're not gonna play snap support. But yeah, mid. It's good.
I like it when there is backline ability. I think right now it sucks because Gaimin have no ability to really get on the backline, so the Snap should have like kind of
Yeah.
a free game.
There aren't necessarily the most setups for Mortimer's Kisses either right now. Is one downside since this is your mid, but
I think it's cool if he goes the Ags. I don't know if he will because he's mid and not off lane, but if he goes the Ags, Ench can just supply you creeps and you can send those in and follow up with the Kisses, which I've seen before.
So do you like it because you can make a unit invulnerable for a couple seconds? Is that your main thought process here? Much like the Undying Shard?
No, I like.
That was just a joke. Sorry.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about Puck here?
I think Puck is good.
Oh god.
I think there's very little disable for the Puck, and it's a hero that actually gets on the back lines.
I would say you want a hero that can play long fights and you slightly abuse the Beast Aura, as they'll go with something completely different.
Yep, that's knowledge.
I do think that the tankiness is nice against Snap, because I like the Snap pick a lot. I think Snap is great against side lanes that want to play aggressive, especially Bloodseeker. He wants to snowball early, so when you get an early ult on GPK, you can rotate there, maybe kill the Rachi once. It can really slow down his game. But Gaimin they're just playing on very high tempo in both of these drafts, so you just see two different styles clash against each other. And if Gaimin perform like they did last game, I think they have a great shot again.
Yeah, that's a good hero to put inside a Tombstone. Still doing damage. Yule Scepter looks great for Quinn. He hasn't bought it most times. Usually just goes the Bloodstone into like melt type stuff, but the damage is kind of one-dimensional. Maybe not super bad with the Snapfire, but between like Jug and stuff like that, there's a mix.
You also be good against all of that damage, even though it's, you know, magical and physical. Yule's counters all of those. I feel like they just picked him as favorite guy. That's like my gut read on this is Quinn. I feel like playing Lush this game. Like, I'm sure they were deliberating some other heroes that maybe are better for the game, but they needed a fast tempo hero, and this is his favorite fast tempo hero in the game.
They're gonna kill towers with him.
I love it. He can kill like anyone on the map with Tofu by his side. I think the rotational power of Gaimin early is really powerful. So if they are running fast, it's really good.
So we like this for Gaimin Gladiators.
I agree with Sheep. Please don't kill me.
Yes, Sheep's great. It's a great point.
Good analysis.
But we're thinking that Gaimin Gladiators is gonna be coming on match point here, or what? Because
Kazu.
Yeah.
I like their draft more than last game, but I'm gonna side with BetBoom. I want 5 games. This is going.
No, you're gonna side with Gaimin.
Okay, I'm siding with Gaimin.
Let's see what this.
I'm gonna go with Gaimin, Sheever.
Everyone agrees.
Just leave this. I like to have honest opinions here. Sheep, Gaimin, game 2.
I want BetBoom to win because I have a piece for BetBoom I want to play. So
the content brain is still on.
I'd like you, BetBoom, to win. Thank you.
Very good. Purge?
BetBoom.
I actually do like.
I just have a hunch they're gonna be able to stones all the time.
Yeah.
Quinn's gonna just kind of get bursted. I agree. Got Omni Slap.
Oh, the counter to the Tombstone. It's a little shredder.
What?
See you later, grab ally.
Have you not paid attention?
Yeah,
apparently not. Sorry, guys. Moving on.
I was too busy threatening.
Yeah, I was. I was scared for my life. Okay.
Normally, when a team lets another team have almost the exact same draft, they have a better plan in mind. Let's see if BetBoom has indeed got a better plan against Gaimin Gladiators. Here's game 2.
Well, when you've picked all the same heroes and you're not looking to keep it fresh, go with the classic, just pick Quinn Lesh.
I can't believe they're still picking this guy Shrek.
You love to see it. Aren't you happy, Avery?
I'm crying inside. I'm still crying.
You get to see Gaimin Gladiators maybe win yet another finals, and you get to watch Quinn win with Leshrac.
Quinn Leshrac for Gaimin Gladiators in a grand final. This is really taking me back to like 5 weeks ago. Just really hitting those nostalgia spots right there. I think that's what we all wanted, some more of. And we'll see if BetBoom can deal with it where nobody else could. There's a reason they went back for the Disco Pony. It's because that man, he's got some good moves.
Yeah, he's a little obsessed, but we're going to be getting an early first blood. Duraccio going to be shot down by GPK, so GPK will have the first blood advantage. They're still going to get 2 bounty runes too, so very much ahead. Fast bottle for Mr. GPK.
And I think BetBoom did this exact move versus LG in game 1, if I remember. It was one of the games in that series where they had a delayed smoke. They went up onto the high ground of that Dire or Bounty Rune and came down the ramp onto a lone hero that was like, oh, they're not showing, so they're just trading.
Yeah.
And that got them a first blood that game too. So BetBoom really pulling out the playbook here. Gonna run it back and have it work a second time and put GPK in a much stronger position than he was game 1, where he was in a bad matchup. that did not start too well for him. Here he's on a good matchup with First Blood, and the kills keep
And
flowing.
second blood, apparently.
Very fast start for BetBoom. This is what we're used to seeing him. I think Gaimin traditionally win lanes through some of the small mechanics and just stronger laning prowess, but I think BetBoom have shown they're winning lanes this turn, and honestly by just killing you more.
Yeah, they kill your ass.
Yeah, they just murder you and use the XP to murder you some more. So I think this is a good sign for them already, especially with a Tide Hunter lineup, because if you lose this game too with the save Ench and the pure Tide, this has been their go-to strat for this tournament. Like when they need a win, when they want to up the priority on a hero, it's been Tide Hunter. I go back to that LG series. They won the first game with Tide Hunter. Second game, they first faced it. Right. And so here, they're bringing back the pure Tide. They don't care what the hell it's playing against. They don't care what the matchups are. They just have faith that he's going to get mega farmed with the Meteor Hammer, take the tower, and give them the team fight and the ores they need to match the Beastmaster, which Gaimin ran back. I mean, the upside for Gaimin is they have the same heroes. The downside is you're letting BetBoom know what's coming. And there's a little suck for the boar as he meets his maker.
This is a dangerous lane. I like the fact that they pointed out on panel, like BetBoom, they get these combos, which is where the killer mentality comes from, right? If you have a good combo, probably means you have really good kill power. Lich Juggernaut, they already got the early 4 kill, they got the early, they were a part of the first blood, they got a second kill into the lane. I mean, this is a lane that it is not a free win for Beastmaster techies like it usually is.
No. And even if you just go even with the Jug, most of the time you're happy. Because Jug is not really a lane dominator. He can CS pretty well, but as long as you're up there in the net worth, you're going to be content with this lane for BetBoom, because your other two are the ones that you want to exert the pressure on, especially this off lane. You want to make Duracio's early game as rough as possible. Save, he's going to have a free matchup here, Burst the Undying. The downside of that pick for Gaimin is they picked it into the Ench, which kind of gives Save a lot of room to operate here. And BetBoom, they did address the Undying a decent amount, which I think you have to do based on the impact they had game 1. They have the Shredder for the Tombstone, they have the Enchantress to ruin his lane, and then on top of it, this Tide Hunter pick. A lot of times people think of the 9 as, okay, I'm just going to destroy the Tide Hunter, but they know the lane's going to be good because they have the Ench, which gets around that interaction. And I think part of what annoyed BetBoom in that game 1 was the team fighting single target initiation against Tombstone Grab. Tide Hunter is the biggest AoE initiation in the game.
Right.
So he makes these single target saves very difficult. It's like one of the reasons Tide has really been great for Oracle or Shadow Demon. I think if this Undying's functioning in that way, you have to address that element of him. That is what the Tide Hunter should do. You go in, you ravage somebody, you can't throw him in that Tombstone unless it's already down.
Sure. Speaking of Tombstone, they're going to use an early one here. Doesn't come close to getting a kill, and will very likely be taken down here somewhere. We'll see whether or not it gets denied, or maybe they're going to be forced out entirely as the lane pushes in pretty aggressively. So,
Lotus on top of Celery.
Back to bottom, Ace, who TP'd out earlier, now dies.
Ooh, that is a depth to have.
Yeah, he's going to have to walk out to lane. 35 seconds left on that cooldown.
That's why those little chases pay off. I mean, you didn't get him earlier, but you get him here, and now it's doubly as valuable, as Nightfall's going to have a lot of free farm and a lot of time without that Beastmaster in the lane for Gaimin. This is not going to be that hyper-accelerated Beastmaster like it was game 1. He is already decently far behind, and when you fall behind, it means the time Tofu can take off the lane to go get stacks up is not as useful either.
Oh, yeah.
That they're longer.
That's
so there's
true.
already 0 stacks up in that triangle in 4 minutes. In the next 3 to 4 is generally when Gaimin would get them, but if you're not winning the lane with this beast, he's going to have nothing to fall back on here. The hyper-aggression in the kill department is paying off for BetBoom.
We didn't, at least I didn't see it. Maybe you did. But the one thing I thought about was the Lich Juggernaut lane. Yeah. They're so aggressive. I bet they won the fight over the Lotus Flower, right? Which has been pretty impactful when it comes to winning these side lanes.
I actually didn't see that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say I saw it because I don't think anybody else saw it. So
Okay.
prove me wrong,
Sure. So did they get it?
No, I don't think they got it. I think Tofu got it.
Okay.
Either way, they're still winning the regen trade, and that is a good sign for Lich. I like Toronto Tokyo went to 2-0-1-2. I think the Frost Shield is just unnecessary mana usage on the lane. Like, this build is a lot more efficient. You're still going to get extra right clicks in off the pull, so you don't really lose too much damage.
Sure.
And again, I think their idea is maybe you get a TP cancel with the pull, but also if you don't kill Ace, if you just burn out his regen here, put him in this position, he feels really bad. And now you have the levels for everything. I mean, he is just feeding.
Sorry, Avery. You're wrong about all of that. First and foremost,
It's a dangerous thing to say. I might
first
get
and
up and leave.
foremost, stop Techie's blast off.
Yeah, I mean, that helps. But they were not in a position where they were using that aggressively on a jug anyway. How do you just blast off on a juggernaut? You were just excited to prove me wrong.
I was.
But you didn't think about
No, I think you are wrong.
Listen, you didn't think about the final outcome here.
Celery's dead. And 6-minute power runes are coming up. That is exactly why Celery was in that position in first place, which really sucks. If Blast Off does land on Toronto Tokyo, and oh, the kisses! Wait a minute! They'll get one. Quinn, they'll be able to dodge a lot of the damage.
Yeah, but that's Arcane Rune. Mortimer kisses for GPK.
Oh, that is nice.
That is up again in 70 seconds here. That is going to feel really good. They're super happy with that trade. Also, denying that Arcane Rune from the Lesh feels even better here, as now he needs a bottle refill, and
He's just going for it.
I mean, why not? He has Save here to fight with him.
Maybe. Oh, the Arcane back. That actually pushes Quinn out, gives them time to deal with the Tombstone. A second blast coming through. Quinn, I don't think he expected these skills to be coming off cooldown so damn quickly. They're going to have another scatter blast for another kill. Double for save.
He's waiting around. He's like, you want some new son? You want some of this?
There's plenty more buckshot where that came from, son.
Yeah, welcome to hell, brother. I'm going to chase you down.
He's going to cookie him. He's going to get the kill. Wait, the blast off. It's up. Oh, is he going to get it? Oh, the final scatter blast comes through, gets the kill. GPK will TP away. What a monster.
That is making up for that road in game one entirely. Gaimin are really far behind now. He just put them all in the same grave. Says I only have to dig one for all of you, and it's called Arcane Rune.
Do not let Grandma cook like that.
Oh, she's
not with an Arcane Rune.
She's cooking. The kitchen is heating up here. 3K lead at 7.5 minutes versus Gaimin. That is a rare feat. That they have just put on a clinic in this early laning phase. And like I said, it's through the kills. Like, they're not going to sit there and try and out-CS you. They are going to slay you and push you behind to a point where you don't have the XP to compete with these skirmishes anymore. And all of a sudden, Enchantress Lich, this is a very strong early game support tool that's going to continue to punish you with the extra levels they've gotten off of all these exchanges. Pure is entirely good on his own and is going to start hammering your tower soon. Gaimin, they're in a rough spot. They do not have Ace to fall back on this game, and he has been their linchpin.
I love that you point that out because, like, it does kind of click for me. Gaimin Gladiators, no, they've been up before. 3K in 8 minutes, easy. They do that all the time. But I feel like it's like, yes, we've managed to push the carry into the jungle and have denied their polls. And we're
what is that impression, bro? You got to
you know,
like that.
they're just out efficiency. Meanwhile, BetBoom is like, kill. You know,
I will take your soul, transfer it to my bank account.
they kill your tower too.
Didn't let him get the deny. Look at this wrap around though.
Going for the kill on Quinn, but look at Pure. He turns around with a Ravage Meteor Hammer. Now Toronto Tokyo comes in from behind. Quinn didn't know that he was being stalked the entire way.
Tide Hunter, he's got that big shell. He don't care, man. That is a gank that Gaimin needed to get back in this game. Now you lose Leshrac again. He does not get power runes. Boots of travel already up for GPK with no tower mid to have to stay there for. He's ready to join any side lane engagement, and you can't even enter these side lanes anymore if you're Gaimin. Nobody is bottom contesting Nightfall. He's going to have one of his ridiculously fast Battle Furies on the Jug, which he's looking really strong in the late game. This game might not even go there at this rate. 5K at 9 minutes. This has to be one of the largest deficits Gaimin have ever faced in recent memory here. This is a very steep hill to climb, and it's not looking much better in the short term as Tofu's going to run for his life, but Dyrachyo dies to save, and GPK on the Boots of Travel to the creep.
He was spending all his time trying to kill a Centaur, gave up on it, and still died anyway. GPK.
Mega kill. 5-0-3 already. This is what the bots can do when you have the Enchantress, right? Now all of a sudden, Save is a huge threat on the map.
You know, just imagine if Save wasn't getting the last hit for every kill him and GPK were a part of together.
He might be able to stay on the team a bit longer, but you're right.
GPK legitimately would have like a godlike spree right now.
He's probably mad about it. I think that's why he's angry on the camp. Yeah, because we're seeing him kill it. He doesn't even look happy with these kills.
Dire's top tower is under
I
attack.
do feel like part of BetBoom, like we always see these interviews, Nightfall's always talking about, I mean, that's just a zoning chain cross right there, and you got the 4, so I respect that.
I would respect it more if it was with the Siege Wagon push.
That sends a message, though. You know what I'm saying? That's a message.
I
That
feel
is
like
just
you're an
a-
expert at sending messages.
Yeah, it's because it's about all I did. You know, I couldn't set up with the gameplay, so you got to get creative and figure out other methods. That is a, you know, there's no other way to say it. That is just a fuck you. You don't deserve to be in this game anymore. I'm a chain frost your boar. Get the hell out of here. I'll see you in game 3. That's what that says. I like it. Where's your stacks now, Ace? Where's your triangle now, son?
Yeah, where's your fast Aghanim Scepter, Crimson Guard, Guardian Greaves?
Actually, they are stacking triangle for him, so Ace is going to have a little catch-up for him. But the towers are being pushed down very fast. This is what the hammer plus the edge creep can do. You're going to lose tier 2. You're going to lose outpost control. Lineup is happy to take all these early game fights. I really like the Snapfire pick for that reason. Suddenly you have this Snapfire Tidehunter combo, which goes back to that patch where Snapfire got released and got spammed in some of those early tournaments. This is a really strong mid-game combo, but when you play the Snap mid and you get this fast bots, all of a sudden you can control the map as well. Lead isn't growing because of the triangle efficiency from Gaimin. But you're taking a lot of space and you're going to be able to use it pretty decently here because the Jug is just about to hit that Battle Fury, and that is going to be so damn fast for Nightfall here. He's not going to need stacks. The whole map is his stack.
Tier 2 at 12 minutes? That's basically what we're looking at here. Whether Dyrachyo denies it, I mean, he might as well. Pure can always come up and just Meteor Hammer it.
I don't think you deny tier 2s.
Even though you know he's just going to come up and Meteor Hammer it.
You make him do it.
Okay.
Make him.
I mean, I guess they do have the ward on the high ground to see him making that move, so
Yeah, normally I
maybe
think
they'll
you
try
could-
and punish him.
You could bait him on it. It's definitely an option. He will deny it here, though. Dyrachyo will claim that last hit. One of the only ones he's had in this game, and he's 0-2-0. No early involvement for him, but there's not a lot to be involved in right now.
Nope.
Gaimin are searching for net worth anywhere they can get it, which is mega ancient stacks on that right side of the map. Ace eventually found some. Nope, not there. The other one. There we go. Ooh. I love watching me some ancients get farmed.
A little bit of farm and chill action.
This is the one thing I would have wished BetBoom had done, is contest the ancient stacking. Like, either have Toronto, Tokyo just go in and sentry block the camps, or get vision on them and contest them later. Because this should be your understanding of gaming as a team, right? No matter what happens, they're going to have stacks, especially for the Beastmaster, especially when you can use the boars for them. This is a nice window back into, you know, a comeback here for Gaimin. If they can connect that item into something of a fight for Ace. He's just still doing stacks, man. You gotta contest this with the strength you've had off this early game.
Spending all their time on the wrong side of the map, perhaps.
I mean, they did get decent amount out of it. It's not like they're falling behind, but I think the window where you could have just ultra punished Ace here was open. And then this game's just over, because now there's a chance. You can have a chance back into this game. Yeah, I mean, that's the difference, right? It's like a 2K difference just off of the neutrals. Yeah. And Pure, he's extracted from elsewhere. He's still very happy in this game. His Tidehunter has done his job. We'll have that fast blink build as well to force the fights. And Battle Fury done for Nightfall. That is a 12, 13-minute Battle Fury Jug.
Yeah, maybe part of it is they just didn't want to draw any attention to Nightfall. You know? Like, let him be off in his, like, 1v0 lane, basically.
A little late to the Wizard Room. Quinn will get out of there. Barely dodged the cookie. That would have been a kill for sure. You have Kisses follow-up, Chain Frost follow-up. Now they will steal some of those Ancients away. But Ace did recover. Like, he was looking out of this game. He was.
Dire's
back.
bottom tower has fallen.
He is indeed working towards that Helm of the Overlord, but for now, just Helm of Dom. Nightfall is still looking for his first Omni Slash of the game, though Gaimin Gladiators is just dodging him everywhere he goes. But if they dodge, it means he can take those ancient camps now. Pure will keep the mid lane pushed in. It's very unlikely they're ever going to be able to really gank him and punish him too much.
No, that was supposed to be the Leshrac, and we saw how that went earlier.
Yep.
We're going to find Celery, doing a little farming in the backwoods. Clean him up.
Nice part about the Boots of Travel. This play doesn't feel nearly as good for Gaimin Gladiators when GPK can just bounce right back into a lane somewhere.
Yeah, I think the bots really helps this team because the Jug and the Tide are pretty static cores. So the fact that GPK can make these small plays and they can still keep the map pressure up, they can bring this bots into a counter gank is super nice.
Yeah.
It's eliminating some comeback potential from Gaimin. Like, even if you smoke on Pure, you're going to TP a hero and the Sapphire is instantly going to be there herself, and then that gank does not look so easy. That's why Gaimin are just trying to out-efficiency them right now, which I mean, it's kind of happening. I'm honestly impressed that this lead has not grown for BetBoom despite the Battlefield coming online. It speaks to how well these guys stack and abuse the one portion of the map they had right now. Giving themselves a decent shot in this game despite the rough early game, 13-1.
Yeah, and if you're not shutting them down now, I'm looking at BetBoom as like, there's no incoming items that I feel like changes the current state of the game too much. So I feel like Gaimin Gladiators is going to keep doing this for the next 10 minutes.
I mean, the blink on Pure can. They can find the opening, start getting some core kills or force the fight. But there probably isn't some super early high ground here for BetBoom. The Roshan could come on pretty fast, though, depending on how big Nightfall gets. And that's the thing. Like, these items are not super aggressive timing items, but the faster you get this Jug Battle Fury, the faster you get to mana, this hero just gets out of control. And he's not a carry that is supposed to have that start. He's like a late game carry with the Blade Dance talent. So the fact that Nightfall is this far ahead is, it's just a huge cushion for BetBoom. And they're going to poke high ground here. This is not really a threat.
Yeah, they're trying to sneaky catch here. Pure, I think, wanted Dyrachyo to, like, aggressively show maybe on the low ground and then surprise him with the Ravage, but Dyrachyo actually displays a good amount of discipline here.
Gaimin, they're cutting the map. They're in enemy jungle here. Ace continuing to farm up, push towards that Helm of the Overlord. BetBoom will claim another tier 2. Already have that outpost control. This will solidify that dire jungle as their right. I would like to see a quick smoke gank, though, to find the Beastmaster or at least kick him out of the area. I think that's the last piece of the puzzle here. We got full map control. There's a little techies cam.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Tofu cutting waves in this game.
Vision control, also a big point of contention here for BetBoom. If they can get deep obs up on the side lanes, I think those are the most valuable for right now. Sure. I actually don't really like the obs around mid because I don't think Gaimin are ever in a position where they can run down mid lane this game.
Sure, they want to play the outskirts of the map where it's hardest for you to catch them.
So
right?
devote the obs there, and you're going to have to contest the Hawk Vision this game too. So as much as you can get up to see where the Beastmaster goes, the happier you're going to be because he's the biggest kill. Take the Beastmaster off the map, suddenly there's not Hawks to protect the other cores. The map just collapses very fast.
Or into stun would have been the combo.
I'm actually surprised they didn't bait that.
Yeah, honestly, with Toronto Tokyo ready to go behind him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way Nightfall dies there with Healing Ward out and a little Frost Shield with some Kisses counter initiation. Again, Ace is going to skirt around the sides. This is the move you have to try and stop, or at least get some objective punish if this is happening. They'll steal some more Ancients and go for the last tier 2, but the lead has shrunk a little bit in the last 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
That is how hard it is to close out this Beastmaster map from Gaimin.
I do like this move, right? They're taking the tier 2, but it's actually just a bait. They're going to go for the Ravage Kisses, Dyrachyo. I mean, when they're just dodging you like this, I guess you can use these long cooldowns whenever you want. However you want.
Say hello to Malron, my friend.
Okay, I've heard Malron. What is the lore? Is that
Is the lore? Did you ask for the lore, Cap?
I did.
Did you ask for some grand finals lore? We have a little.
Yeah. Did you do some special research for
at this
grand
point?
finals?
I enjoy the bait more than the lore. I'm gonna be honest. It's like the thrill of the chase more than the catch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you would have been severely disappointed if I didn't ask him.
Yes, I would have. But I knew you would.
Well, now I know.
You're a good friend. Malron, the tentacular.
So he's the tentacle guy that,
right. Okay. He's the cephalopod.
Is he like a god?
He's the abyssal god of Leviathans and other mer people. So, you know.
Is he the one that took down Kunkka's ship?
Tidehunter sends you down to Malron. I see. Yes, it is rumored that it was him. Never confirmed.
Can I get your opinion on whether or not Kunkka is a ghost or not?
He's not a ghost. Good try.
14-1. It sounds like a big lead for BetBoom. After all, they just got a free Roshan. Surely this game is in the bag for them, but only a 3,000 net worth lead. And we have seen Gaimin Gladiators make big comebacks before. One slight problem is going to be that you feel like Juggernaut is the biggest bad late game hero of maybe the entirety of the roster. I mean, I've heard you talk up Juggernaut late game so much at this point. I just think that 45 minutes he automatically wins.
I mean, I'll put it this way. Juggernaut is not Terrorblade.
Okay.
You do not kill him in 3 seconds, and his scale is a lot more formidable. He's not as timing dependent. Like, this is a 20-minute push that Nightfall's happy to join with Healing Ward and that SNY taking him up. Yeah, but this is not something where it has to go like this, or he's not going to continue to get stronger. So, Nightfall, he's going to be very scary in the late game. This hero with the Blade Dance talent in 5 or 6 slots is one of the strongest carries in the game, outside of maybe Phantom Lance or a Morphling. He is very comfortable in this position. He has Teamfight to back him up. He has nukes. He has another scaling support in the Save Enchantress, which, like, honestly, we go back to that. Save was doing a lot of work in game 1. Yeah. That game had snowballed a little bit more for them. This Etch might have been a ban that Gaimin were afraid of, and so they get it back. He's going to continue to power out the damage and help the Jug, along with those Snapfire talents, push into the late game. I think BetBoom very comfortable right now. They'll claim a tier 3 and half of both of these racks, but neither of them completed, and smoke back in with the Ravage Blink.
I like this. I mean, if you were willing to push it high ground before,
yeah, do you just blind?
Why not just try?
Drop a ward, get some vision, and then just let Pure do the rest.
Valerie, his positioning, breaking the smoke could be very crucial. Spot the heroes. It's again daytime, so they do have a fair amount of information about these heroes.
How do you start a fight if you're gaming, though? That's the problem. This Jug can siege for a while. You're gonna drop the Tombstone defensively. They're really just trying to stall out this age period, but there's 2.5 left. You're gonna have to take this if you don't want to force it. Rupture on save?
Yeah, I mean, his heal is gonna run out.
He's taking your racks.
He is, and he's got a Force Staff ready to go. And they're gonna pop it now. The Ravage goes out. The Bloodstone already up with that from Quinn, but it's not good enough. First fly down for the Juggernaut. Oh, the Force Staff! It got him out of the blast off. Tofu's gonna lay his mind. Not enough to be able to kill any of these Force. While the Omni Slash is gonna bring down Ace. Now he comes back into it with Duraccio already low. He is buffed up, and he's gonna have to win the next part of this fight.
Otherwise, there's still Roar here, so you have to watch on your way out, and you used all your ults.
Are they gonna back out? Looks like they're sticking around for the last barracks.
I mean, Quinn has buyback here. That door is in. Does Quinn want to buy for the fight?
Primal Roar is going to be used now onto the Juggernaut, but they've already stunned up the Beastmaster and Gaimin Gladiators, struggling to be able to defend him.
Nightfall
blast off going out, but look at Save. He's doing so much damage to Ace. He's going to commit, but he can't quite kill him. Duraccio gets that kill first, and they will not be able to get the barracks. BetBoom have overextended themselves. Didn't lose too much for it, mind you. They only lost Save. Got a lot of buybacks out of Gaimin Gladiators, so honestly, that was fantastic for them. How little they lost for that.
They did not get the melee racks, they did not get the Leshrac buyback though, and those are the two most valuable here. I think the Ace buyback, you're definitely nice with it. You're not sad about this push at all, because you got everybody out on top of it, and Nightfall didn't have to TV back, so he got to just stay out on the map and maximize that time. Double loop into a Tormentor. They're going to continue to push that lead. But that was not a GG push for GG here.
Yes. That could have been,
yes,
crippling Gaimin Gladiators, but this is recoverable.
Like, if Lesh has to buy and he dies again, then that might just be the game. The Bloodstone will trade out a life here for Nightfall. It's pretty nice. If that stun connects, you might be able to take down Pure, and then you're looking at a decent engagement. And then you have to choose on that. We didn't see it off screen, but Duraccio and Ace had to choose which one of them took that Omni Slash. Yeah, and I think Duraccio said, no, I insist. I insist, my friend. You got it. You first. Very nice from Nightfall. But, of course, backdoor kicking in. That Aegis push did get stalled out from the Tombstone, from the Glyph, and you do not get that melee racks. Also have to keep in mind the sustain that is going into the BetBoom lineup here. Like, you have this pipe done on Pure, but this pipe is protecting heroes that have Healing Ward behind them, have Enchantress heal behind them. Lich Frost armor, plus a... I was going to say Pavis, but Toronto Q did not go Pavis. He's going Aether Lens, a much more aggressive build for the Lich. On top of Eye of Vizier, this is going to be some insane cast range on the pull. You might just be able to start fights at that point.
Yeah. Or maybe he just feels a little bit more comfortable sitting, you know, farther in the back, but still being able to get those frost armors, or maybe the save from the blast off or something like that.
I mean, this build on Lich definitely feels the best. Like, from a greedy standpoint.
Yeah.
It makes Lich function at top caliber, because cast range on this hero is just ridiculously good. But it is a little greedy. You're not building an aura, you're not building the Pavis, you're not building something that helps. You're jugging your Snapfire push high ground, which is kind of what they're doing here. That's
Yeah, they're trying to end the game,
Right.
so you would assume utility would be the right choice.
Yeah, and he's done it almost every other time. So it is interesting that Toronto feels like he just wants to play for the Sinister Gaze. Maybe it is about catching that techies on the leap it. I think it's the one factor this build definitely helps a lot with. Nightfall will push it up again. No ages, but 25-minute mark. He has Butterfly completed here. This is a ridiculously fast third out of Butterfly for a Jug, and Nightfall is afraid of nothing. Says, you can roar me, you can rupture me. I'm still gonna take your base.
They got the extra little shredder attacks, so these buildings gonna drop that much faster, not just for the extra bit of damage, but the extra bit of minus armor.
And this push was just way easier than
It was.
push, honestly.
Yeah.
Gaimin just gave it up, trading for some network on Ace, but that's about it. The rest of them came back. I mean, this is their Helm of the Overlord plus the Greaves timing for Gaimin too. This is generally when their lineup would want to be strong in the 5-on-5. So the fact that BetBoom are taking Raxes during this period, that feels extra good.
Yeah, I think you're gonna reach like a little peak here for Gaimin Gladiators in a couple minutes, but then about 5 minutes after that peak, you're looking at GPK closing in on that 20 talent.
Yep, the
right.
Snapfire
That's a massive one. The Juggernaut, Nullifier, then on these slashes at death sentence. No matter what you do.
That's what I'm saying. The scale here for BetBoom is pretty crazy. Yeah. And the thing is, their scale is really good at taking the man up one-on-ones versus the Bloodseeker or versus the Leshrac. Like with the healing ward behind these heroes, the Jug can stand there, the Snapfire can stand there and just pummel you with the physical damage, and you don't have a great answer to that. There's no Frost Shield on your side. There's like a Techie's Disarm. That's about it. So this Bloodstone is really gonna have to do some work. I think that's why Quinn was thinking about the Ghost Scepter here. He's really debating what he wants, because you want the Ghost Scepter for the Omni Slash, for the Snapfire, talents coming in later, but then at the same time, you're gonna have to deal with a Nullifier on the Jug anyway. By the time you get there, it's not gonna feel good. I think Gaimin really want to just get these BKBs out and try and win a team fight off that for the second Roche, which Quinn is not gonna have his BKB for. He's just gonna have to blink in and pray that Bloodstone is enough, but Ace has his, Dyrachyo has his. This is probably the best timing you're going to get in a long time for this game, especially if you want to come back and take this Roshan away from BetBoom. Remember what happened game one? That second Roche, Gaimin pulled a Bloodseeker out of their hat, and Mjolnir done as well. There's a lot aligning here. This gold lead is not significant if Gaimin can find the opening and get their BKBs off at the right point in time.
And they know that they're in this jungle area. Ward fully in view.
They don't really want to go on Nightfall though with that Frost Shield behind him. I don't think he gets bursted, especially with Healing Ward already out.
With just the items, it's even less. That net worth lead, they're only up by 3k in the actual items that are being used in this fight.
That's why this is very even. But Nightfall, he has a Butterfly, he has Elven Tunic. It's a lot of evasion. The right click through for Dyrachyo. I mean, you have Mjolnir to help you, but it's not doing what an MKB does.
Round and round we go.
This favors Gaimin though, because they have the ward in the lane. And
they do.
Place theirs on the hills. Yeah, they
spotted it.
At the break. Nightfall knows they're in here. You just going blind. This is tough when there's Hawk Vision and you can't
Kiss is going to be able to get some vision, but not enough for a jump, not enough for a kill either. Now they get the initiative on the side. They do manage to lock down this Snapfire dead instantly. A 1-for-1 trade-off, core for support to the favor of Gaimin Gladiators.
And they're just running the summons in. Tombstone dropped as well. GPK has buyback here.
He does, and he has boots to travel too.
So you don't want to overcommit if you're Gaimin, but at the same time, your Tombstone's wearing out. And he might just respawn at this rate. 30 seconds is not that long when you're in a Roche standoff.
Yeah, if not now, then when?
That is the question.
Also, your buildings are taking chip damage this entire time.
Yep. Your tier 4s are getting hit. You've lost half a tier 4 already.
Dire's middle
Roar is up in 20 seconds as well. Maybe Ace just wants to wait for that?
Get the vision with the Hawk. They see Toronto Tokyo. He's in a bad spot. He tries to think about the portal. Not going to make it. Gem's going to be dropped down. Now they buy back. Now they go for it. The immediate Ravage is going to be used onto Dyrachyo. So he's going to die, and he does not have buyback. So Gaimin Gladiators now have to forfeit this Roshan.
Just a smart play by Pure. He knows Dyrachyo does not have BKB here, so the second you're on him, there's no dodging that Ravage. It's just a guaranteed kill. And the buyback's too strong here for BetBoom. Gaimin are going to have to give it up, despite hitting that Mjolnir. They cannot win the team fight. I don't know. That's a hard call right right? I think that's a very difficult call to make in the moment. Do you try and push up that gate high ground when you know there's potential for the GPK buyback?
Right, yeah.
Or do you try and wait it out for another roar, and then you're stuck in a situation where they're respawning anyway? Roche wasn't even up, so even if you win that fight, it can be awkward, but BetBoom are for sure happy with that based on how that initial exchange went, because they don't really lose much, and now they get to push towards this Nightfall Nullifier, which is a huge item in this game.
Yeah, he pretty much has it. As soon as they take the Roshan, get the Aegis, I imagine he'll buy out for it.
Maybe you're going to contest. There's Smoky back. Did get Gem off that from Toronto Tokyo, so that was some extra network swing. It's got to be a blind jump here.
Can Tofu get here in time? It's not looking like it.
I mean, can Dyrachyo? He's so far. This is a fight without your Bloodseeker, and you're not here in time. I think this is not a go.
They've already killed the ward. They know Gaming Gladiators is here. BetBoom will smoke up and then confidently push behind Nightfall.
I mean, is this your fight? This seems so difficult.
This looks like a terrible engagement. If they have to go through Nightfall first, it is terrible.
They're trying to find the back line.
They're trying to, but they've already slipped away, passed through the trees behind Nightfall once again, repositioning behind their carry always.
And that is 2 big items done for BetBoom. Full Gleipnir done for GPK. Extra lockdown, extra damage.
Quinn's positioning. The smoke is breaking onto him. Nightfall. He knows he's around here. Almost caught him too.
That was a bold smoke break.
Yeah.
Very bold, my friend. It will pay off.
I mean, it goes to show how desperate Gaming Gladiators is to be able to get to the back line, just like they did on the Dire Side Roshan fight where they went for GPK first.
Yeah, there's no way you go on Nightfall first. Absolutely no way. Not just because he has Aegis. It's just not the target you want to go on. The counter initiation will guarantee come out. You need to find the supports for GPK, who is the squishiest. He has the highest ratio of damage to squishiest.
Sure.
Yeah. Toronto Tokyo almost dies here, but he will be rewarded for his bravery with a nice little shard. And he has the cast range to use it. So now he's really happy with his itemization here, as it didn't cost him too much on the early pushes. And this greedy Aether Lens plus Psychic Headbang with the cast range for all those Lich spells, he's going to guarantee get them off in a lot of the fights.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at Quinn, who was thinking about the Ghost Scepter, thinking about the BKB. Now he's thinking about the Shivas. If he doesn't go the BKB, that Lich is going to be some serious damage. And straight up Ravage Omni Slash. Bye-bye, Quinn. Now they'll do a buyback on him, and they're going to have to take this fight with that buyback as Nightfall. This is a full ward. Dyrachyo's committing deep into pure. Oh, he has over the teasing against the G's. Dyrachyo's still committing for it, and he does manage to get that kill. The Sinister Gaze comes a half second too late. Weemaw, Nightfall. He's going to lose his first life, and Dyrachyo is nailed down. Once again, the Bloodseeker is making the difference. Oh, the spin just before the blast off could connect. Nightfall will get away, and BetBoom, honestly, do not lose that much.
No, but that did not feel great. I mean, you get the Shrek by, but the way that fight went was pretty scary, honestly. I don't know if Dyrachyo should be in a position where he is running through you like that. He has looked terrifying on this hero this series, and he's almost to an Ags again. He just ran in solo. That's why it looks so weird to me. Like, he ran in solo BKB and just killed your Tidehunter, threw a cheese on top of it. And somehow that was like a decent engagement for Gaimin.
It really did feel like an overcommitment of sorts, but
I thought it was going to turn against him, but he knows his strength here and just powers through.
I mean, part of it is that I think that Ravage Omni Slash use, it's worth it if you get the buyback out of him, so on and so forth. But once you do use it, you are limited in how you deal with the Bloodseeker.
Yeah,
right?
You don't really have any itemization to deal with Dyrachyo when he just runs in like that. You don't have halberds, you don't have an Abyssal Blade.
Yeah.
You don't have any real glimmers either. Like, nothing's stopping the Bloodseeker from going on to this Tidehunter and just chunking through him with the percentage. So that is the part I think BetBoom, if they can fix that, then they're super happy in this fight. But that also goes back to like the greedy itemization here. Every hero on BetBoom is pretty much itemizing for themselves.
Yeah, which is, I think this is their low point. This is where maybe they are closest to being on even footing with Gaming Gladiators, but you give them 2 minutes, you're about to finish up. Ags on Enchantress, Ags on Juggernaut. You're going to get the level 20 talent relatively soon on Snapfire, who's, level 18 closing on 19 pretty quickly.
If that kicks in, then you're super happy with these builds. But I agree, the point to punish right now is here for Gaimin, because they just have more utility. You have the Glimmers, they have the Aura from the Beastmaster, you have some Sustain and Greaves on Celery. That's big, right? If we're looking at BetBoom's side, I mean, You have the pipe on Pure, and that's it. That is literally it. It is Aether Lens greedy for Toronto Tokyo, and like you said, the Hurricane Pike Ags with a Blitz Knuckle for save. It's just every man wants to be the hero and deal the damage. Sometimes that backfires because then you're giving a free BKB rain to Dyrachyo, which is what we saw.
Tundra would never. Looking at this BetBoom item inventory,
I mean, if Snaking and Soxa itemized like this, one of them would be immediately kicked from the team. I can guarantee you that. Howie would say, you didn't want to build a drum? Well, I'll drum your exit, my friend. Instead,
drop the beat for your kick. Well,
these little things matter, though. Like, imagine you have a Glimmer there for Pure. He gets the cheese off, he's Glimmered. Sure. You waste 3 or 4 seconds as Bloodseeker BKB. We'll see if it comes back to bite him. They're still in a very solid position. They are continuing to scale up. That Leshrac buyback was very expensive for Quinn. Kind of cost him his BKB window here. Now he's just thinking about going back for Shiva. Still unsure of what the best item is in this game. He's gonna have to deal with a lot. You have to deal with the stun jumps where you're getting Omni Slash. You have to deal with the Enchantress impetusing you in the middle of the fight. You might have to deal with a Chain Frost bounce off a Spire with the Mega Cast Ring. So you kind of wanted BKB to deal with the supports, but you also want some more armor to deal with the cores. No easy pathways here for Quinn, and it's a little bit more pressure on Dyrachyo to survive in those engagements. Again, if I'm BetBoom, I'm just going to itemize to deal with the Bloodseeker here. I feel like if I take him out of the equation, you can deal with the rest, and your scale should be more than good enough to push you into this late game.
I feel like part of the reason that I really like this Aghanim Scepter lately on the Bloodseeker is it becomes a whole lot harder to itemize against that hero. Right? He gets significantly tankier, so your single target focus of like Omni Slash and stuff like that doesn't work out nearly as well because Blood Mist is giving you so much heal and shield. You know, your like disarms don't function quite as well. Like just general staying power and tankiness of Bloodseeker goes way up, which is I feel like sometimes where he falters, you know? Like sometimes he doesn't look good in fights where he can't just immediately get a kill. But this Aghanim Scepter gives him a lot better ways to play in team fights and shorts up those weaknesses.
Definitely has a way larger window to just stick in there, and it's like the ultimate cage fighting item. Like when you go in and you lock yourself in that cage, which is like BKB to BKB, okay, fist to fist, chin to chin. I mean, you want this Ags on your side, right?
Yeah. So Bloodseeker versus Juggernaut cage match. Yeah. Which one's Elon Musk and which one is?
I knew you were gonna ask that. I knew you were gonna ask that. I was going to make a joke about the other thing I'm not allowed to make a joke about because that's where my mind was, but I'll leave that for other people to figure out. Which one is Elon Musk and which is... This question's going to get very political. I'm going to dodge that. I'm going to decline to answer. I'll leave that for Jenkins on the panel.
Okay, all right. Well, panel, remember that question.
I think Jug does win it, but the Basher and Abyssal timing for Bloodseeker can be pretty scary. Like, if Dyrachyo can get some late game items here, it's not just that straightforward, especially if you don't have Omni Slashes up. Nightfall get ruptured and run away here, but he doesn't have healing wards.
Omni Slash onto Dyrachyo, but there's a lot of units to tank this up. Double BKBs too, so the Kisses aren't doing anything. Nightfall, the Ravage is now down. Oh, Ravage! Pure almost went for it there, but immediately got stunned up, and that's okay. BKBs are still kind of up.
It's another lane though. This is 2 lanes down for Gaimin. And Nightfall is just going straight down mid. This is without that Aegis. This is kind of a risky push if it
he's taking a lot of damage. He's got to respect this.
Definitely have to respect the poke coming out here from Gaimin. Shiva's up.
Oh, got it with the tentacle. And the Swift Slash. Quinn with the Nullifier. He can't stand toe-to-toe against that. So Shiva's the BKB, the Ghost Scepter. None of it is enough of an answer to this single target.
And now you have level 20 on the GPK Snapfire. So that physical damage just ramped up considerably. This is your last glyph for your last lane.
You're building for your life. Which one is it going to be? Gaimin Gladiators. Flash bouncing over. Sticks on a Tofu. Ravage almost hitting him. Connects on the Ace and Dyrachyo. They'll finish them both off. Buyback only available for 1. Celery tries to slow him down, but without the 1, without the 2, without Quinn, without Dyrachyo, they do not have a way to be able to deal with the 5-man of BetBoom. Still going strong. They're going to call GG. This series is now evened up.
One last tentacle surprise for the road. And send him down into those depths. Pure wins again on his Tide Hunter, a hero he has been unstoppable on. This was a really important game for them to win in terms of the draft meta for the series, right? Because you're going to give that Undying away again. You have
should have tuned in and learned it. You'll see it next game. Game 3, it's coming up. The cheat stick.
I remember.
I'm sorry, T. I'm so sorry, T. I didn't mean
It might have been Lima that the Gaimin, like, they went on the first wave and they killed the range creep with like 3 heroes. They did that, like ganked the first range creep to do this. So I feel like the sentry thing's like an upgraded version of that. I'm sure they've seen it. I'm positive. There's no way.
I mean, everybody follows T Governor.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah, I do.
A lot of good stuff there.
At teacupdota.com.
I think that is it.
That's
yeah.
their action slacks. No.
Dire team.
That's the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love them.
Ooh, wee.
Wow. Your action slack has got hate.
Turn to ban.
No, how you went from there?
Yep.
Oh, we got a draft.
Thank you, Jacob.
I mean, you know, some people get cake on their when they're celebrating. We get a draft. I think I'm happy with our selection, with our present here. So we have a little bit of a change because Gaimin Gladiators is going to be Radiant this time around. Let me tell you exactly how this came to be, as I know this if I am loading the spreadsheet, which I will in a
It's
second.
loading. Hold everybody.
It's loading. Hold. So BetBoom had priority. And instead of going for Radiant, which is what they did in game number 1, they went for second pick, meaning Gaimin Gladiators went for Radiant instead. That's how we got here. And we got a Morphling banned out in typical Gaimin Gladiators fashion. In this series, they have been banning Medusa. They're taking an extra long time because they changed their minds. They're going to go for the Tidehunter ban now. Timbersaw got banned out by BetBoom, and so far they've been banning out in the first phase Timbersaw Darkseid.
Holy Hannah, here we
But they
go.
removed the Enchantress.
Shiva, did you say that they changed their priority for this game?
As in, yeah, but the first game, BetBoom had priority. Second game, Gaming had priority. This is BetBoom having priority again. And the first game where BetBoom had priority, they went for Radiant. Now BetBoom has priority, they went for second pick.
We got a Dusa game coming up here, guys. I don't think it's going to be BetBoom. I think Game is going to Undying Dusa.
You really don't think BetBoom will take it?
You think they're going to take it? I don't.
You think you want to give it? I mean,
Good
they
team
need
hitter.
some.
You don't get Undying.
I don't think they're going to take it.
Okay,
They're
they'll take
gonna-
it.
I love Medusa drafts, not because I love Medusa, but because when Medusa's left through in the pool, it completely changes the way people draft. All of a
That is
sudden,
true.
you're thinking about anti-mage and these diffusal heroes and like how to deal with the fact that she's just a completely different carry, the way she's played from all the other carries in the game.
The Gladiators take it to blow up the storm?
Yep. The anti-mage?
Yeah.
5
No.
seconds remaining.
I don't think so. I don't think AM works the same way against Storm as he does against Storm Pugna.
I do. One thing that BetBoom did, so they chose second pick themselves. I think they're giving away the Undying, and similarly to yesterday, if people tuned in, I think them allowing Gaming to pick Undying, now they go Storm Pugna, it means that it's actually very hard for Gaming to pick Silencer as a closing pick, which in my opinion is the biggest counter to Storm Pugna, as it's a kind of a combo break.
Yeah.
I do think that you can itemize on it, on other heroes to be a sort of combo break, so Underlord is a good answer because you can pit the Storm to stop him from continuing to zip, but also because you love building pipe, and getting that against these two heroes is amazing.
How do you feel about Puck from the mid lane as a kind of an answer to these heroes?
I thought it was good, but the more I saw it, I feel like Puck just doesn't deal enough damage. Like, sure, you don't die to it, but when you coil them, you need so much follow-up damage to actually kill the Storm through the Pugna sucking him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe that you can silence the suck.
The Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Quiet suck.
Yeah.
It seems too hard from what I've seen. I thought it was good, but it doesn't seem to be that way.
I mean, Saves Pugna is amazing anyway, so
Yeah.
I think all of these plans are frankly just not going to work because he's going to avoid all of these problems. He's going to get like 6 kills in the lane.
Dodge every spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to play perfectly.
Gonna jungle the wards.
Yeah.
Heal everyone.
Type.
So previous game, BetBoom had a Juggernaut and a Snapfire to deal with the Tombstone. This time, Snapfire, I mean, if they want to do it, I guess they can put it offlane, but probably they won't go for it at all. How will they deal with the Tombstone?
I mean, it's important to think about it a little bit because it was so big in the first game, but you have to remember it's kind of a late game thing, really. Like, it's like one of those things where it depends on the heroes, obviously. Duel is the best example, but it's usually this, like, you bought 4 seconds of a carry that's BKB'd before he gets to re-engage the fight. That's really impactful, but like if you like tempo the game really good with like Storm Pugna, I just like don't give a shit about putting a guy in a team.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna kill people so fast anyways. So it's like a problem for later, maybe.
Alright, thanks, Birch.
It's also. Thanks, Buzz. Sorry.
Alright, don't say too much though.
Okay, fine. Fuck you, Buzz. What do you want? I don't understand. But I think last game was a great example, though, of you still need to reach 15 minutes and buy a shard to have grab ally. So if you're able to play early before that and pressure and make Undying have a shit game, you're playing Storm Pugna. A lot of these fights and early skirmishes can just start with Storm killing an Undying, making him poor. Even then, it's like you can play this poke and prod game. Maybe your fight starts where you try and go on this Undying, you make him low, then maybe the fight starts properly when someone can get that quick finish off, and then you take the fight. Or you force the tombstone and back off.
Yeah, that's the big thing to me. Is like these heroes don't have any interrupt for Pugna or great disable for Storm. I feel like that's the most likely thing that we'll see happen is Storm goes in, Undying drops the tombstone, and they just back out and say, okay, we're not going to fight there. We're going to fight when this is on cooldown somewhere else.
I would say that this Lich pick is very good. We saw it last game too. If you can slow down this Underlord, who in my opinion is currently your only answer to Storm, like if you slow down his pipe timing, his Atos timing, it will help GPK get a really good game, and it will also make your carry pick for Nightfall so much easier to like close out this phase. Literally every carry would love to have Lich when you lane against the fat Underlord man.
Are the heroes that can kill and pressure Underlord? Do you think there'd be a Jug again, or
like
something else like a
like Slarks, Ursas, Jugs? I think these are probably the heroes that you should be eyeing for, especially when you pick a Lich out of phase like this. Monkey King?
So,
no, it's banned, sorry.
I mean, Gaimin could... They're gonna assume that a Slark or a Jug is coming. Is there anything they can pick where they're preemptively countering it? Like, is Bloodseeker just absolute trash? I mean, I guess the problem is you can pick Jug or the Slark, which are both good with the Lich against the Underlord. Jug is good against Bloodseeker, Slark is not good against Bloodseeker, so maybe that's not their pick here.
I think Gaimin right here need to pick their mid, otherwise your mid pool gets starved, and a 4 that helps your Underlord in lane and can help contest runes, because Undying is not good at doing this. And if you want to slow down Pugna Storm, you need a 4 that can go there.
Well, Ember's already banned. Perfect. DK works too.
Well, DK is just straight up back.
Oh,
makes sense.
I mean, it's a substitute, right? Like, and it's in some ways it's better because it has a more stable laning stage than Ember. You don't have to worry as much about counters, and that's like one of those heroes where like if you just play really good on the hero, it like doesn't matter that you're slow and tanky. It's like you just get net worth, and then you have more impact. I mean, if you have a bad game and you're playing DK, you don't want to play Dota anymore. But if you avoid some deaths and he can be there to like set up the stun on Storm, that'll impact fights in a big way.
I really want to know what he thinks about Dragon Knight's build as well, because the first game when they played it, he didn't go for the Axe, which I assumed was because he was playing as Terrorblade and he didn't want to give the upgraded.
He got it from Roche eventually.
Yeah, but now we're in a different game where there is no Terrorblade. Is that the build he goes for? Because I think something that is really good against Pugna is the ability to have these all-terrain dragons that find you around the back and just stick on you, and it's so hard to kill them, and they don't have any instant. Well, they have one suck, right?
Pugna suck, but he wants to use it on Storm.
Exactly. So that could be really annoying.
The magic resistance you get is also insane in this game.
Yeah.
Against some Maelstrom, Mjolnir, maybe Bloodseeker Axe, Storm Lich, Pugna. Yeah, this is a goated Axe game for Quinn if he gets there, which honestly he probably will.
Yeah,
I think Midas first time, right?
I think the Mjolnir thing was that is just how you itemize against TV. Like I've seen Quinn do that in a lot of pubs ever since he's played this hero. It's been his answer to Terrorblade. So I could definitely see the Ags.
You guys talk about Ags. How do you feel about Axe for pure on BetBoom? That's the hero that we're looking for on the side of BetBoom. We're looking for their offlaner. And of course he's gonna have quite a few of his heroes still banned out, as we see Doom getting banned out already, and obviously we already had Tidehunter removed.
I feel like it doesn't do enough damage. Like all these heroes are kind of tanky. I feel like you need something more team fight reliable disable while staying alive. Axe is very much like a you jump in and try to kill a guy, and if it doesn't work, you have a bad time. So I feel like it doesn't look great here, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, Beast is still in the pool. I feel like he's just gonna go Beast.
Beast is great.
The Tombstone Killer. Everybody.
That's right. I would even like, I know this hero hasn't been played much in the offlane, and I have mentioned it a few times. I think Beast will be my first choice. Second option would be Enigma. I think Enigma is great against Undying. You get to dodge the lane. Midnight Pulse and Black Hole kind of shit on Underlord and DK pretty hard.
Are they going to ban the Dusa? Good against Bloodseeker.
They need to think about that.
That's a very good point. I feel like none of these heroes do anything against Dusa right now.
Yeah.
Which other heroes could they be debating about banning, considering they still have a lot of time to think about this. They've barely used any bonus time.
Most pick carries that are still remaining: TB, Lifestealer,
TB banned,
Medusa, Slark, Abba, CK.
Pick your poison. Which one's the worst? Is Medusa indeed the worst?
I think
those?
that you need to worry about. I mean, it's good against Bloodseeker for sure. You can Sinister Gazer, which is kind of good. Storm kind of just doesn't care about it. He can get in and out pretty easy. But
It's got to get banned, especially with them also banning Darks here, right? I think you're spot on with them.
Yeah.
I didn't like in the first game how LC looked because I didn't think the draft fitted her, but this draft I actually think fits her a lot more if they want to go back to that. Just because Gaimin's only early game real setup is this DK stun into arrow, and if you can remove that, I think it's hard for them to play their fights a little bit.
I can see LC once again.
Yeah.
I think it's a good call.
You also have a lot of damage follow up on BetBoom, so I
5 seconds
think
remaining.
they dropped nicely.
Ooh!
Oh, I love this actually.
New hero, I'm so hyped.
Wow.
SF Undying is sick. You have some great early game and like mid game tempo to help offset your unloader from being slow. It's also a really cool carry when the enemy team will still pick, because melee heroes, they kind of suck against SF in the lane. You just get raised, you get decayed.
I want to see a primal offlane if they play it.
5 seconds.
I think this
remaining.
hero with rotations, like you smoke your supports and offlane to mid, you just kill SF 100 times over. Or not even, sorry, not
isn't
mid,
it
carry.
SF safe?
Yeah, you just kill the carry.
It could be either, because I do think that the DK Midas Manta Ags is a good carry. I agree with BSJ on that. I just don't know how much Duracio's been playing it, but I remember like way back when this was Team Tickles, Duracio SF was his thing. This team invented the
He
SF
was
carry.
really fucking good on it.
They would tri-lane with it. They would aggro tri-lane. I don't think they're going to do that this game, but they did do it before.
His ulti kind of functions in a way like Ravage. It's pretty good to disrupt what Pugna's trying to do in a fight. Does a lot of damage. I'm a little worried for him getting like ruptured and dove on by like 3 heroes or something, but once he hits his BKB timing, I feel pretty good about him.
I would still love... I mean, I like Primal or Enigma. I think you need something that offsets this SF matchup eventually.
There's the ulti.
Okay.
Select your heroes.
I think it fits that draft. I think the lane is impossible no matter how you spin it. I kind of realized that with the SF plus Undying, you're kind of backed into this corner on offlane where it just sucks no matter what. Because if you pick a ranged hero, you don't have a melee support with you to help you in your lane. And if you're a melee hero, you're just going to be getting decayed and raised, and life is shit.
Here's a question. On Legion, do you go for an early level in the W to take off the raises? Because I feel like if you do that, you're maybe griefing by not having the other spells, and if you don't do it, you're gonna feed to a triple raise in this lane.
I think you have to. Or you need like some early wind blades or faster boots to run it off.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just feed in this lane.
Yeah, I agree.
Who do we feel has the upper hand in game number 3?
I think I trust BetBoom more. SF I think has good potential, but I don't believe in him as much in the ultra late game. Even though I like the Gladiators lineup, there's good things about it for sure, but I just feel like the BS and the Pugna Storm are gonna do better.
Pugna Storm, Sheep?
I think BetBoom's tools are just way nicer. If the bot lane goes really well though, and they absolutely annihilate LC and she doesn't have a game, then I could see them just kind of like running around with this like Mirana DK, get an early blink, and just take over the game. And like Storm dies a bunch. Lanes will decide a lot for me.
Lanes will decide a lot, and we're gonna hear your opinion later, Kedu.
Sorry,
because
Kedu.
I want to hear SPG, I want to hear Cap, but I definitely want to hear some PogChamp pandas.
Prepare for battle.
I'll take that.
The PogChamp Pandas setting us in the right mood as we head into an even series here in this best of 5, going into game 3. And they're also the guys who have set us up with an intro. So for game 3, please welcome on one side, we've got...
Uh-oh.
Production! Production, what happened? My Gaming Gladiators jingle button doesn't work. All right, we're fixing. Oh, wait. Okay, now this time for real on the Radiant side, please welcome
30 seconds to battle.
versus on the Dire side.
Bad
Sound
reputation.
strategy.
Wow, I really enjoyed that.
I do like that.
I've never seen you smile so much.
Yeah. It's a nice, you know what? PogChamp Pandas have been one of the greatest additions to Dota 2 talent. Well, since, I don't know, since I joined.
That's great, man. I'm glad you found something that makes you so happy.
For reference, I was looking at Avery the whole time when I was saying that.
Yeah, you know what you can do. As Celery's gonna throw a decay, but this is a game. I don't know. BetBoom, I think their draft is better. But
okay.
It is a weird situation because I think they went back to an issue they had in game one, which is if you end up in a scenario where Gaimin are forcing the objectives and they're already on top of a tower, they're already on top of Roshan, and you have to go into them, that sounds really difficult. Because you're going in with a Legion duel, you're going in with a Storm Jump, but there's an Unlord Pit, there's a Tombstone, there's the Grab Ally for the duel, there's a DK you have to initiate on. That is where the Gaimin lineup thrives. I think that is what won them the game one eventually, is that it was too hard for BetBoom to find the initiations. And when you're playing Storm Pugna and a Legion Lich, you're a lineup that has to find the initiations because you also have to bring the Bloodseeker online. You can't just be the ones getting slowly pushed down. So I feel like they did a back where they were game one in terms of the kind of paradigm of the draft, which I find interesting because I feel like they found a lot of answers to the Undying in game two.
Yeah.
And then they didn't end up with any of those.
Okay.
And then they're back in the Legion Undying situation. Without, like, their only solution to that original Legion Undying situation was their faith that Storm and GPK here is going to be able to find the backline first.
Okay, but BetBoom, in that game one, they only had the one save from the Legion Commander. I feel like this time they've tripled down on the saves because now they have both supports providing a save mechanism and their offlaner.
I mean, the save's definitely nice, but the way Gaming's lineup functions, they don't need to just jump you. They're just going to push. They're in a 5-man. That is what the SF Ornador does. It takes me back to those games where we saw the SF Lycan, where that 25 to 30 minute mark is just going to be high ground for Gaming. Unless the early game goes really bad, which could happen here, they're going to hit that timing with the auras. That it's going to be hard to jump into that. It is going to be a brick wall.
GPK, I think he saw that arrow coming a mile away because he did have a high ground ward to be able to see it all coming. I can see your point. For you know, I was kind of thinking about team fights. I was like, are both teams just going to try and dare the other one to jump first because they both have all of these saving mechanisms?
Yes, and I think if you're in that situation, it's just whoever gets the objectives first. Which, if the lanes go even, I would favor Gaming. But if the lanes go well for BetBoom, they can definitely contest those. And so far, it's going pretty damn decent as GPK is absolutely annihilating Quinn. Like, what the hell happened mid, dude?
And they're going to get first blood. Dive under tower.
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah. First blood for Nightfall. Once again, this carry player wants to be involved in these early kills in the lane. He's willing to go out of his way to be a part of it and makes it happen for first blood.
I mean, that's great for Nightfall, but what the hell happened mid, dude?
11-2, 18-9.
He has 9 denies on a DK.
That's not supposed to happen.
On Quinn. The fabled disciple of Sumail. All of those 1v1 lobbies in the North American servers for what? To get outlaned by the man with a rose in his mouth? Actually, doesn't even have that cosmetic. GPK just...
I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
GPK just putting on a clinic. I have not seen Quinn get owned this hard in a favorable lane matchup in a long-ass time. I mean, this is just game-winning stuff. GPK has really stepped it up this tournament, and it shows he is feeling very comfortable, very confident, and BetBoom wanted to have a good game here. If I'm picking one hero from the BetBoom side to stand out on top, it's the GPK Storm, because he's the one who's going to be able to find the backline, potentially eliminate that Tombstone save, so Pure has a free reign in the fights, and him going in will also set up some of those Legion counter saves, so he can get some of those power runes. I mean, I go back to the Arcane rune game 2. Yeah, that was like a game-winning rune.
It was.
Honestly, that game just got blown open. So GPK having another fantastic start here, but of course the side lanes, this one is not going well for Gaimin. The Shadow Fiend one is though. And so Dyrachyo is having an equal start. The GPK here is absolutely pulling ahead of Pure in the one-on-one CS battle.
I feel like this matchup is supposed to be pretty one-sided though.
Yes.
Whereas I don't think the Underlord Bloods, like that matchup swings, but it can go both ways. Whereas I don't think Legion Commander it's even possible for you to beat SF.
Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall are definitely just outplaying Ace and Tofu up here. I think this lane is a drawable lane for Ace and Tofu. It's hard the early levels, especially if other heroes are low on the map, which they are. So Nightfall's getting some extra boost, but they're definitely getting the better end of it there for BetBoom. And like you said, this SF Undying lane is just not a beatable lane. Like this is a lane you go into with pretty much any off laner knowing you're going to be behind. Unless you like trialing level 1 or something, which didn't happen, but we could see that gank move come out from Toronto Tokyo. That's the benefit of them winning their safe lane right now. If Toronto Tokyo feels comfortable leaving Nightfall up here and he makes that gate rotation bottom and kills the Shadow Fiend, it could just blow the game open. Because then you're in a situation where Nightfall's free farming, getting solo XP, you can't stop it because this lane went too bad, and you're killing SF on the other side of the map. That existed in game 1 might not be here in game 3.
Yeah.
And I think that move is over.